Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Grace Regato softball field at the Babe Ruth Complex. This is the Consolation round. This would have been, I think this is the 25th year of the John Holland Memorial Tournament. It would have been the 26th, but we have, I don't know if we played, I can't remember whether we played COVID or not. 1997 it started. This is Swampscott, who lost to Classical, and English, who were defeated by St. Mary's. Those two teams will be playing in the final. Swampscott comes in with a record of 5-13, and this is the biggest softball game that English has played in a very long time. If they win this game, they qualify for the state tournament. They're 9-10. Nobody would have thought that. They were out of it. And all of a sudden, they won like 5 or 6 in a row. Put themselves right back in contention. And if they can get a win today, they'll be in the tournament for the first time in a long time. English has won this tournament once. Might have been the very first year. It goes back a long way. Lucia Alvarado, the left fielder, will lead off against Ari LeBoy. Pitches in for a strike. Squared the bunt. Everybody charging to the plate. Third base, first base. In for a strike. Quickly 0-2. She wide for a ball. Down and away for a ball. 2-2 the count. So the next one will be the championship game, St. Mary's and Classical. Swing and a miss. She chased the high pitch. Oh, a good start for the boy with a strikeout. Olivia Barletta, the center fielder, will be the hitter. In for a strike. Swampscott had a battle with Classical yesterday. It was 1-1. Classical had a 5-run inning, taking a 6-1 lead. Swampscott came back in the very next inning. They got 5 and tied it up. Classical got 3 in the fourth, and that was it. Hit, long run for the center fielder. Ari Reynoso, she's a very good player. She covered a lot of ground there, going almost in the right field behind the second baseman, making the play. Two-way for Maddie Lilly, the first baseman. In for a strike. Walks and hit batsmen, along with a few wild pitches, hurt Swampscott against Glasgow. Hit foul to the backstop. 0-2 the count. The boy has been quickly on top of the hitters. Just missed outside. So this is Northeastern Conference against Greater Boston League. Swampscott Northeastern Conference. English used to be. They're now Greater Boston League. That one bounces in front. And we get our first deuce as well. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. They check with the base umpire to see if she swung, and he said no. So the count goes full. Strike 3 called. The boy has a quick 1-2-3 inning, 2 strikeouts. We'll move into the bottom half of the first. It'll be Leah Pinheiro, the catcher, leading off. Kate Johansson will play short and bat second. Hitting third and playing third base, Jari Perez. Grace Malloy, the first baseman, will hit in the cleanup spot. Pitching and batting fifth, Ari LeBoy. Playing center field and batting sixth, Ari Reynoso. Elise Sierra, the right fielder, will hit seventh. Ada Garcia, the second baseman, will hit number 8. And Aaliyah Sock, the left fielder, will hit number 9. Mia Trengali on the mound for Swampscott. Swampscott, a very young team. They have 1 senior and 1 junior. They've won 5 games. They get nipped in a few others. It's a work in progress for the Big Blue. So Pinheiro will lead it off. She's a catcher. Bats left, throws left. We have a lefty battery, LeBoy and Pinheiro. Coach Aldred for English doing an unbelievable job. Works hard at it and does a terrific job. She helps English all over the place. Soccer games, she runs the scoreboard. Basketball, she runs the scoreboard. She's involved in the school, in the athletics. She's a great contributor to the Bulldog programs. And she's doing a very good job with this softball team. That one bounces in, 2-0 to the Bulldog catcher. Takes it high for a ball, 3-0. On 4 pitches, Pinheiro becomes the first base runner in the ballgame. Kate Johansson, the shortstop, she played very well at short. She pitched a couple of times. Pitch is down. They throw the ball. Safe at second. English comes out right away and steals second base. They got a runner in scoring position. Johansson's got some big hits this year. And here's another one. The runner's going to score. The throw is wide coming in. Johansson gets a base hit and an RBI. And the first two hitters, English is going to run. Hit into left field. They send the runner. Jerry Perez hit the first pitch for a base hit. Johansson scores. Now we got a coach comes out with a conference out at Swampscott Mound. All of a sudden, 3 hitters in the bottom of the first inning. 2 of them are scored and 1 is at second base. Grace Malloy, the first baseman, will be the hitter. So English comes out swinging. Swing and a miss. High for a ball. So the walk's hurt. They usually do. The walk leading the inning scores. Hit off the second baseman. Malloy will reach on the error. Perez goes to third, so first and third. Ari LeBoy can help herself, pitcher against pitcher here. The runner goes, they throw it down, it goes into center field. The runner's going to score. The runner at third didn't go. So they threw it down, trying to get the runner stealing. They threw it in the center field. That allowed the runner from third to score. English grabbed a quick 3-0 lead. A walk, 2 hits, and then back-to-back errors. Pop foul over the English dugout. Coach Aldridge is right where she wants to be. A great start. Off the catcher. English didn't score in the game last night. They didn't take long to get on the board this early start on Sunday. In for a strike. It in the air. Shortstop Haskell makes the play for the first out. Ari Reynoso, the center fielder, is the hitter. I stopped by the catcher Fahey. Swing and a miss. In for strike 2. Hit the third, off the third baseman. She beats it. Slow ground ball. Shortstop Haskell tried to make the play, but also beats it for a base hit and an RBI. The first 4 hitters have scored. Hit foul. Reynoso was off and running. Alicia, the 7th hitter in the inning, off to catch it to the backstop. Hit back to the pitcher. Tringali helps herself with an assist. 2-way for Ada Garcia, the second baseman. In for a strike. Wide for a ball. Hit foul past third base. Nice play by Coach Aldred, coaching third. Off the backstop, foul. 1-2 the count. Chase, that pitch was over ahead for strike 3. But a big inning. They sent 8 to the plate. 4 of them score. 3 base hits. RBI hits by Johansson and Perez. And also Reynoso. The other one scored on an error. So English, in a big game for them, jumps out to a 4-0 lead over Swampscott at the end of 1. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 for Swampscott as we start the second inning. English jumping out to a quick 4-0 lead. Delaney Miller takes the pitch down and in. She's the right fielder for the Big Blue, leading off the second inning. Hit in the air. Nice job again by the center fielder. Ari Reynoso does a nice job. She covers a lot of ground out in center field. That's her second play. 1 up, 1 down. Hayden Haskell, the shortstop, will be the hitter. Popped up. It's going to go on top of the Swampscott dugout out of play. This is wide for a ball. Swing and a miss. That noise you hear is the English dugout Getting excited on a big day for them with a win. Popped up. It's a fair ball. I was waiting to see if we can't see the foul line from here. I was waiting to see the umpire's call. Haskell dumps the ball inside the right field line for a base hit. First base runner. The boy had retired the first 4. Lawrence Fahey, the catcher, will be the hitter. Faked the bunt. I thought she was faking to have the runner steal second base, but the runner never moved. And we're going to get a conference on the mound. And that allows the Swampscott coach to have a conference with the base runner. I don't know if she missed a sign, whether she was supposed to steal. Talking to the hitter as well. So we'll get back to softball. Takes the pitch again. Punts it down the first base line. Nice shot by the first baseman tagging her. The runner looked like she was going to go to third. She didn't, but they threw it to third anyway, and they threw it away. She wasn't going. They thought she was. They threw it over Perez's head, and Haskell goes to third. Melanie Blood, the third baseman, will be the hitter with 2 outs. Down and away for a ball. Swing and a miss. 1-1 the count. So the Big Lou third baseman. Goes to the backstop, and the runner's going to score. So Swampscott gets on the board. Bounced in front of Pinheiro. So that throw when the runner was going to third, overthrow at third, cost English a run. High for a ball. In for a strike. Her third strikeout called, so that error cost English. They give away a run. But LeBoy picks up her third strikeout. They get the run on a hit, but the overthrow at third allowed the runner to get to third, and then she scores on the wild pitch. So now it's 4-1 as we move into the bottom of the second inning, and it'll be 9-1-2. The only hitter that didn't hit in the first inning, LEHS, the left fielder, will lead it off for the Bulldogs. And back to the top of the order, Leah Pinheiro, Kate Johansson. A gorgeous day here at the ballpark. Nothing but blue skies. Temperature is up almost in the 80s. It's going to be 80. I think this is 11 o'clock start on the Sunday before Memorial Day. So right around noontime, 1 o'clock, it's going to be up in the 80s. And as usual, being in New England, Monday Memorial Day, we'll go back into the low 60s. LEHS, the left fielder, will step in the batter's box against Mia Trengali. Swampscott really building for the future, as I mentioned. You only have one senior and one junior. Squares the bunt, takes the pitch for a strike. His right arm comes up. They check with the base umpire. He did try to bunt. There was no, I don't think there was any question. She offered. That one bounces. 1-2 the count. Way up. 2-2. That one bounces in. So she's way ahead of Sock. Now she's got to come with a pitch, or Sock will become a base runner. Fahey comes out to talk to her pitcher. Haskell, the shortstop, will join in. He finally break it up. We get back to softball. So a big pitch coming up. Call, third strike. Her second. She ended the first, starts the second with strikeouts. Leah Pinheiro, the catcher, started the first inning, started the 4-run inning. Off the second baseman, she's going to reach. She started the 4-run inning with a walk and scored the first run. Now she reaches on the error. Kate Johansson, after Pinheiro walked and stole second, she got a base hit, knocking in the first run, and she scored the second run. Hit in the air, shortstop makes the play, and the runner from first was all the way to second. So the double play ends the inning. English had a base runner, but it's knocked down. We played 2. English 4. Swampscott 1. 8-9-1 for Swampscott as they start the third inning. Ava Ferragamo, designated player. She's hitting for the pitcher, Tringali. Down and away for a ball. Swing and a miss. Chase, that pitch was over her head and fouled it to the backstop. The count goes 1-2. Swing and a miss. Fourth strikeout for LeBoy. The center fielder, Perez, came and gave her a hug. Megan Baker, the second baseman, is the hitter. In for a strike. Slaps it foul past first base. And also by the umpire chasing it down. Grace Malloy made the play, stepped on the bag, but the ball just kicked foul as it got to first base. High for a ball. 1-2 the count to the Big Blue second baseman. Chase that pitch. Five strikeouts for LeBoy, 3 in a row. She ended the second inning with 1. Now gets 2 back-to-back, starting the third inning. Lucia Alvarado struck out swinging, leading off the ballgame. In for a strike. Two quick strikes. High for a ball. Not very often you see left-handed batteries pitcher-catcher. Hit foul off the backstop. Count stays 1-2. Hit to right field. Right at the shoe tops of LEHS. So Alvarado gets a 2-out single. Olivia Barletta flied out to center field her one trip. Hit in the air. Off the second baseman. Tried to make the basket catch. Hustling to third is Alvarado, so it's first and third for Maddie Lilly, who was called on strikes for one trip. Swampscott trying to eat into that 4-1 lead with a little 2-out lightning with a hit and an error. The runner at third almost ran home thinking they were throwing the ball to second base, but they're throwing it back to the pitcher with Barletta stealing second base. So it's second and third now. Big hitter for both teams. Hit to short. Nice job by Johansson. Very smoothly over to Malloy. So Swampscott threatens with 2 outs with the hit and the error. The boy gets the ground ball. Johansson makes the nice play. And English will hold on to that 4-1 lead going into the bottom of the third. It'll be the middle of the order, 3, 4, and 5 to face Trengali. I'm still amazed that the season is over. The championship game after this will end the regular softball season. Tomorrow, Lynn Tech has got a game against Salem Academy, and that's a huge game for Tech because they are 9-10. They need a win to get in the state tournament. And then a big one, St. Mary's against St. John's Prep, Memorial Day afternoon. That game was supposed to play a week ago. It was canceled because of the incident at St. John's Prep. And then initially they were going to play the game Monday morning at the Prep, and they changed it to Monday afternoon at Fraser Field. So it could be Tech, English, Classical, St. Mary's, baseball all making the tournament. It could be Classical, St. Mary's, and if English can win this game, they would be the third. So we'd have 7 out of 8 teams making the state tournament. Solid shot right to Blood. I did the game yesterday with Swampscott. Blood does that. She just makes the play. Most people get up, take a step or two towards first to make the throw. She just makes the play, stands up in one motion and throws the ball. She does it very well. A solid shot by Perez, but right at Blood, who made the play. No wasted motion. She goes down, gets it, stands up, doesn't take a step at all, and just throws it over to first base. That one rolled in. Hit foul, out of play. 1-2 the count to the Lady Bulldog, first baseman. Chase, that pitch was down the dirt, fouled it off her foot. Rich Moy reached on an error and scored the 4th run in the first inning. Chase, that pitch was way over her head. 3rd strikeout for Tringali. The boy popped up to the shortstop her one trip. Popped up over the English dugout, out of play. Hit foul off the backstop. So there's another one, all lefty. Throws lefty, bats lefty. And that's the battery. Pinheiro, the catcher, throws lefty, bats lefty. LeBoy throws lefty, bats lefty. Down the way for a ball. Hit in the left center field, all the way to the fence. She stops at first with a base hit. And I can't, there's a pinch runner for the boy, and I can't see her number because she's got hair down to her waist, blocking her number. So I can't tell who the runner is. Ari also got a base hit and knocked in a run. Swing and a miss. Hit slowly to second. They'll make the force play at second. So they get a base runner, but they leave the base runner. We've gone through 3 in its consolation round of the John Holland Memorial Tournament. English with that big 4-run inning leads Swampscott 4-1 going into the 4th. We'll start the 4th inning. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 for the Big Blue. Delaney Miller, Hayden Haskell, Lauren Fahey. Miller flied out to center field. Her one trip. Miller is the right fielder for Swampscott. Check swing, but it hit the bat, goes foul. So the boy got a break on that pitch. That was up and in. Instead of 1-0, it's 0-1. Down the way for a ball. You know, I have people say to me, we don't win a lot of state championships. We don't have a lot of success in our sports programs. And I say, I can't adhere to that. I think we are very successful. St. Mary's teams this year, they had 4 teams in the state finals. Boys won the Super Bowl. Girls basketball won the state championship. Boys basketball went to the final. Girls hockey went to the final. But in the winter sports, basketball and hockey, we had 9 of the 11 teams make the state tournament. If English wins this game and Tech wins their game tomorrow, we'll have 8 of baseball, softball make the state tournament. Swing and a miss. And when you consider that counting Kip in the city, we've got Lynn athletes spread over 5 teams. We have Lynn athletes at St. John's Prep. We have Lynn athletes at Fenwick. We have Lynn athletes going to prep school. Popped up. Diving to try and make the catch was the center fielder, Reynoso. She slowed down because he thought she was going to collide with Johansson. Miller gets a base hit. I remember a couple of years ago there were a couple of kids from Lynn playing with Essex Tech. So we spread our athletes everywhere. You know, nice to have a great Everett football team, but they only have one school in the city. Brockton the same way. In for a strike. Safe with the stolen base. Haskell has scored the 1 run Swampscott has. She singled, went to second on a ground ball, and when she faked going to third, they threw it to third, threw it away. She was able to get to third, and she scored on a wild pitch. She wasn't going, but they allowed her to go by throwing the ball away, and then the wild pitch brought her home. So nobody out, a runner at second here in the 4th inning. Hit in the right field for a base hit. They throw the ball home and the run scores. So Haskell gets her second hit. She has scored the run and knocked in the run to give Swampscott 2. They threw the ball home. No chance to get Miller, but that allowed Haskell to go to second base. So it's 4-2. Lauren Fahey bounced to the first baseman her 1 trip. That was the play that helped set up the run because they got the out at first. Haskell took the wide turn at second. They thought she was going to third. They overthrew third. She went to third and then scored in the wild pitch. All started by the ground ball at first base by Fahey. Down the way for a ball. So to get back to my conversation, when you consider all the athletes spread here, there, and everywhere, we do a great job getting teams into the state tournament. Everybody can't win the state tournament. There are a lot of teams who would like to qualify for the state tournament who don't. And we have a lot of our teams that do qualify. Swing and a miss. 2-1 the count. Fahey is the catcher for the Big Blue. Swing and a miss. My connections to the Big Blue go way, way back. The first cable company in Lynn was Warner Cable. And we covered Salem, Swampscott, and Lynn, all their games. I got to televise games with Scooney Penn and Rick Brunson and Mike Giotti. State championship, Dave Angioramo, who's now one of the guys in charge at St. Mary's. He was an outstanding pitcher for Salem High when he won state championships. Check. Strike 3 call, good pitch. So we did them all. And we did a lot of Swampscott games. They were big then with Stan Bondalevich, winning a lot of Super Bowls and league championships. Coach Kenny Perrone at Salem was outstanding. Boys and girls basketball at Salem used to go to the Boston Garden just about every year. So then Comcast came in and they changed over and gave studios to each of the 3 cities. I stayed in Lynn, living in Lynn. So we stopped doing Salem and Swampscott, but I have a lot of friends from those days. It's foul outside first base. And of course I have my son-in-law, married to my oldest daughter, who was a cop in Swampscott. And I have my namesake, John Hoffman, my nephew, who was a police officer in Swampscott, was an outstanding football player, played in the very first Super Bowl ever played. Got drafted to play in Canadian football, but got hurt and couldn't play. So I have a lot of connections to Swampscott. But I'm not rooting for him here. Just low for a ball. Strike 3 called. Another good pitch. 7 strikeouts. She got 1 in the second, but she's got 2 in each of the first, third, and fourth. Ava Ferragamo struck out swinging. The boy couldn't make the play. The runner's going to hustle and score. Great hustle by Haskell. They score on the error. The boy almost made the play. She had it, couldn't hold on. With 2 outs, Haskell running, she scores from second base. And Swampscott has cut it down to 4-3. And we'll have a runner for Ferragamo at first base. The runner at first looks like she's first or second grader. I don't know if she's 4 feet tall. Megan Baker struck out swinging. So it looked like the boy was getting herself out of the inning. I think she might have been better off giving that pop up to the third baseman coming to the ball. Perez had a better shot coming to the ball. LeBoy was chasing it. She reached out, went off her glove. That would have been the third out. They would have got out of it, giving up only the 1 run. Instead, Haskell hustles and scores on the error. Baker squaring to bunt. They throw it down. The runner is out by a mile. Elizabeth Donady, I think if I can read the writing, she got thrown out at second base. Nice throw by Pinheiro. Nice tag by Johansson. But Swampscott creeps a little closer. They score 2. They get 2 base hits, but the big error brought in the second run. And Swampscott gets back in it, trailing 4-3 as we're halfway through the ball game. This is the John Holland Memorial Tournament. 1997 was the first year. Initially it was English Classical, Tech, and St. Mary's. Went that way for a couple of years, and then Tech dropped out. Bottom 3 in the order for Lynn English. Elise Sierra, Ada Garcia, Aaliyah Sock. English jumped out to a quick 4-0 lead. Swampscott one back on a wild pitch in the second. Now they get 2. One on a base hit and the other one on an error. And they've climbed back to cut it to a 1-run game. Halfway through the ball game. Hit foul to the backstop. Sierra bounced to the pitcher. Back in the first inning. She bounces it back to the pitcher again. Good job by Tringali. She had to go to her right near the foul line to get that. Ada Garcia, the second baseman, struck out swinging. Waves at that pitch. Low for a ball. Oh, check swing pop. Tringali, a couple of steps to the right, picks it. So 2 plays by Tringali, an assist and a putout. And there's 2 up and 2 down for Aaliyah Sock. Called on strikes for 1 trip. In for a strike. In for a strike. Umpire calls that pitch backing away. Wide for a ball. Pitch over her head, she swung right through it. First 1-2-3 inning for Swampscott. So English is down in the fourth. We've completed 4. English holding on to a skinny 1-run lead. It's English 4, Swampscott 3 at the end of 4. 9-1-2 for Swampscott as we start the 5th inning. Megan Baker, she was up at bat in the 4th inning when they threw the runner out trying to steal second base on a nice throw by Pinheiro and a nice tag by Johansson. So she's back in the batter's box. She struck out swinging her 1 trip. Hit foul. A tip of the hat to the Babe Ruth organization. Rich Avery, the president. Dave Raymond is the groundskeeper. They got I'll stop there because there's too many to name. They got a plethora of outstanding gentlemen who work very hard down here, helping the kids. The baseball program during the summer, ending in state tournaments. They went to the national tournament last year. They're down here. They don't have to do this. This is not their programs, but they do it for the Lynn schools. They drag the field, they water the field, they put the lines down, they circle for the pitcher's mound. They cut the grass out here. They're here. They make sure the restrooms are open when the girls are playing. The lights are on if they need them. They do a fantastic job, and they don't make a nickel. An awful lot of time spent, and they don't get paid a dime. The Holland family ran this tournament for quite a few years, did a great job. They had advertising, they had program book, they gave out scholarships. And then to keep it going, the Holland family stepped out, it looked like it was going to die, and Babe Ruth stepped in and took it over. Jeff Earp did a terrific job keeping it going. And now Rich Avery and the group step in. So Baker draws a walk. First walk given up by LeBoy. So again, a huge tip of the hat. Babe Ruth people, they don't get anywhere near the thank yous that they should get. They don't really cover the Babe Ruth program. They don't write about it. They don't mention what a great job they do. They are, unless your kids are playing in the program, or you happen to drive by the park, you don't know Babe Ruth exists. And that's a terrible shame. So congratulations, Babe Ruth, for all you do. Two quick strikes. Lucia Alvarado was struck out and singled. Popped up off the backstop as he tried to bunt. I thought the two pitches were strikes. They had 2 strikes on the board. That would be strike 3. One of those pitches had to be a ball. Down and away for a ball. She was squaring the bunt again. Count evens at 2-2. Strike 3 called. Good pitch. Eight strikeouts. Olivia Pauletta flies to center, reached on an error. Bounced it to second base. In for a strike. Hit in the left center field in the gap. This is going to tie the game up. Pauletta gets a ripping double. She went the other way. And Swampscott scoring from first is Baker. And Swampscott has tied it up. They have the go-ahead run at second base. Maddie Lilly, the first baseman, struck out and grounded a short. Solid shot to the fence in left center field. Hit foul over the Swampscott dugout, out of play. Goes to the backstop. So the go-ahead run is at third with one out. Again, walk's hurt. The only walk given up by LeBoy. Scores the tying run. And now the double that knocked her in is at third base, looking to give Swampscott their first lead of the game. High for a ball. Hit the shot. Johansson makes the play. Good job. Lilly gets an RBI, and Swampscott's come all the way back. Two in the fourth, two in the fifth. After getting a run in the second, they now lead it 5-4. Delaney Miller flies to center, singled and scored. So she's 1 for 2 with a run scored. So English now has to play catch up. And Miller got hit on a pitch way up and in. Thank God she's okay. Hayden Haskell's perfect. Singled twice, scored 2, and knocked in a run. So 2 for 2. 2 runs scored, a run knocked in. In for a strike. Hit foul, out of play. 0-2 the count. Hit foul again. Off the light tower. Bounces into the Swampscott dugout. Strike 3 call. Good pitch. 2 more strikeouts in the inning. They get Haskell for the first time. But Swampscott gets 2. The double by Barletta, and the wild pitch moved to third. She scored on the ground ball. The walk hurt. She hit a batter, but it didn't cost her anything. So we'll move into the bottom half of the 5th, and English now has to play catch-up. It'll be the top of the order. Leah Pinheiro, the catcher. She walked and scored, reached on an error, got doubled off at first. I don't really think that, you know, if you're watching and saying, where is she going to pop up the shortstop? I think what was happening on that play, she was stealing second base. She stole second, her first at bat. She was stealing on the play. So stealing the base, she got a great jump. She was all the way to second base. She had second base stolen, but the pop-up, and it wasn't high enough so she could turn around and hustle back to first, and that caused the double play. But it wasn't that I think I'll run on this pop-up to shortstop and a terrible misplay. I think she was just had her head down stealing second base, had it made, and got doubled off. Because Kate Johansson popped up to the shortstop. Missing inside for a ball. So English got to get going. They got 4 in the first inning. They haven't scored since. Tied a bunt and fouled it off. An error and a hit are the only 2 runners that reached since the first inning. And the error was Pinheiro, who got doubled off. And the hit was by the pitcher, LeBoy, and that came with 2 outs. High for a ball. In for a strike. Goes after that high pitch, happens to protect the plate, fouls it out of play. Pinheiro draws a walk. Let's see if she tries to steal second base. Johansson singled it a run and scored a run in the first, popped to the shortstop. Pinheiro faked like she was going. My guess is she's going to go. In for a strike. 1-1 the count. Knocked down by the pitcher. It's not a sacrifice, but it works the same. Tringali makes another play. She's made a few. The Heroes at second base. Yari Perez singled in a run and scored, grounded to third. The ground of the third was a shot that just, it kind of handcuffed Blood, but she made the stop easily and threw her out at first base. In for a strike. She singled in a run and scored a run in the first. Knocks it into center field. They're sending the runner. Safe at the plate. Coach Alden took a shot. De Niro outran the throw. Perez gets her second RBI. On the throw of the plate, she goes to second base. Grace Malloy reached an error and struck out. Off the catcher. The wild pitch moves the go-ahead run to third base. Hit foul. Chase that pitch that was down in the dirt. Need a longer bat to even reach that one. Hit foul off the screen. Malloy would like to at least put the ball in play and get their runner home from third. It hits her in the back. So the hit batsman put runners at first and third. Ari LeBoy can help herself. She popped the shot and she lined the single in the left center field. She wishes she saved the single for now. Again, looking to at least put the ball in play. Swing and a miss. He almost threw it away. Off the catcher. Malloy moves down to second base. Up and away for a ball. The boy can really help herself now if she could get a base hit. Hits it in the air. Long run for the center fielder. Off her glove. The runners had to hold up. The runner from third will score. Tough play to give her an error, but she had it and dropped it. Huge break for the Bulldogs. Barletta got there, had it, and just dropped it. The runners couldn't go. 2 outs they could have gone, but there was only 1 out. So the runner from third scores, the runner from second goes to third. Swing and a miss by Ari Reynoso. She singled it around the first, bounced in with fielder's choice last time. The runner takes off and goes to second base. So second and third again with 1 out. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That's a big out. Duke at least put the ball in play. At least here has bounced to the pitcher twice. Down and in for a ball. Hit in here, long run for the left fielder, off for a glove, foul ball. The English almost got another break. Long run for Alvarado. She got there and off her glove, but it was foul. So a tough break for English, a huge break for Swampscott. That would have been 2 runs. Down the way for a ball. 2-1 to count to the Bulldog right fielder. Just got a piece and fouled it off. And we got deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2 on, 2 in here in the 5th inning. Wide for a ball, goes 3-2. Back-to-back strikeouts. Gets Swampscott out of the inning, but English matches the 2 that Swampscott got in the top of the inning. So English gets their lead back. It's now 6-5 English as we move into the 6th inning. So back and forth we go. English led 4-0. Swampscott battled all the way back to take a 5-4 lead, getting 2 in the top of the 5th. English answered with 2 in the bottom of the 5th. English back out on top 6-5 as we move into the 6th inning. It'll be 6, 7, and 8 for Swampscott. In this huge game for the Bulldogs, a win puts them in the state tournament. Swampscott with their very young team could pick up their 6th win. High and tight for a ball. Lauren Fahey, the catcher, has bounced to first and struck out. Low for a ball. Swing and a miss. Down and away for a ball. The Brewers only walked 1, but the walk scored. In for a strike, the count goes full. Strike 3 called. The boy comes from behind together. Her 10th strikeout. I don't know if this is Melanie Blood. We're a long way away. Lily Rice is going to pinch hit. I'm sure Blood will go back in and play third base. So 1 out here in the 6th. Swing and a miss. Pop foul over the English dugout. 0-2 the count. Swing and a miss. The boys got 2 strikeouts in every inning but the second, where she got 1. She got 11 strikeouts. This might be a pinch hitter as well. Supposed to be Ava Ferragamo. Nice pick by LeBoy, and she throws her out at first base. It was Ferragamo. Second 1-2-3 inning for LeBoy. She just stuck the glove out, picked it, and a nice pick at first base by Malloy with the throw that was a little in the dirt. So English 3 outs away from qualifying for the state tournament for the first time in a very long time. Eight, 9, and 1 for English as we start the bottom of the 6th inning. A little different than yesterday's game for Lynn English. St. Mary's just ran roughshod over them yesterday. Mercy ruled them in 5 innings. But, so normally we would come back and say, last game of the season, so what? We got Mercy yesterday and it might be a little bit down, but they had that incentive. A win gets them in the state tournament and the season stays alive. And that got them going. And they started out extremely well in the first inning, scoring 4. They battled back after falling behind to take the lead. Up and away for a ball. Ada Garcia, the second baseman, is the hitter. Two and 0 as it misses outside. In for a strike. In for a strike. Evens the count at 2. Hit in the air. Nice play. Haskell with an outstanding play. Went a few feet out in the outfield grass. Takes a base hit away from Ada with a great reach over the shoulder. Outstanding play by Haskell. LEHS sock. Takes the pitch high for a ball, squared the bunt. In for a strike. Two the count. Call third strike. Seventh strikeout for Tringali. Leah Pinheiro walked and scored, reached on an arrow, walked and scored. Tringali's only walked two. Both of them have been Pinheiro, and both of them, and she scored both times. Up the middle for a base hit. Let's see if she steals second base. Kate Johansson singled in a run and scored in the first. Popped the shot, bounced to the pitcher. And here's Pinheiro in with a stolen base, her second. Hit off the third baseman's glove. She'll reach on the error. So first and third, and it brings up Jari Perez, who was singled twice, scored twice, knocked in two. Sam was in between. She grounded out to third base with a shot, and she hits another shot, got out in front and pulled it foul. The one time they got her, she hit it solidly right at the third baseman, Blood, who made the play. So first and third with 2 outs. English would love to get another run. Popped up. Pitcher. Tringali helped herself again. So it would have been huge if they could have got it. They don't. So Swampscott needs a run. They trail 6-5 going into the 7th inning. So here we go. Who would have thunk this a few weeks back? English 3 outs away from qualifying for the state tournament, but they got to get 3 outs. 9-1-2 for Swampscott. The boy has been exceptional on the mound. High for a ball. She's only walked 1, but that 1 walk scored. Tringali only walked 2, but both of the walks scored. Down and away for a ball, 2-0. Missing for ball 3. You don't want to put that tying run on. In for a strike. 3-1 the count. Hit the second base. They make the play. So the boy comes back after 3-0, gets the out. Top of the order, Lucia Alvarado. She struck out twice. Sam was in between. She got a base hit. Swing and a miss. Actually, I got a little tip. Pinheiro held on. Hit back to the mound. The boy makes the play. 1 out away. Olivia Barletta flies to center, reached on an error, hits it in the air. Can't make the play, it's over the head. Into second base. She's got her second double. Swampscott has a pulse. They have the tying run at second base with 2 outs. Maddie Lilly has struck out, grounded a short twice. Her second grounded a short, cut her an RBI. And that looked like it was 3 outs. They just overran it and went over the left fielder's head. They need an out. Low for a ball. Off the glove, the runner moves to third. So the tying run 60 feet away. Coach Halsred coming out to talk to the troops. It's heart bumping time. They all know they're 1 out away from qualifying for the state tournament. The coaches are all up. Everybody's getting excited. They all got really excited on that fly ball to left that could have been caught, and they overran it. So a big hitter here for both teams. In for a strike. The classical girls team are just behind third base. They're cheering for the Bulldogs. One strike away. Popped up. Caught by the third baseman. English will win it. They can celebrate. So the double goes by the boards. LeBoy was immense. She struck out 11, walked 1, hit a batter, gave up only 5 base hits. English picks up their 10th win. They qualify for the state tournament. And I'm going to try and get the team and Coach Aldred out in the outfield. So we're going to pause for a minute. We'll be right back. In case you can't recognize him, this is the English softball team behind me. Ashley Aldred, the coach, congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
I think probably 4 or 5 weeks ago, people would say, tournament? Are you crazy? All of a sudden, you went on a very nice run.
Yeah,
Get back and pressure today. And it was pressure because you got the lead, fell behind, then you got the lead back. LeBoy did a great job on the mound, and you win it. And I could see everybody getting anxious in the dugout, you and the coaches and the players, and that led a little more pressure. But it's got to be a great feeling.
Yeah, it's amazing. I'm so proud of these kids. A couple weeks ago, we were 4-9. We won 6 of our last 7. I knew they could do it. Coaches knew they could do it, but it came down to them, and they proved everyone in the world wrong. Everyone.
I'm not going to talk to everybody, but where's Miss Perez?
That would be
right here.
Step up. I want to know what your thoughts were with the pop-up. And you're running, and it wasn't one of those pop-ups where you catch it up here. You made a little basket catch running toward the pitcher's mound. What were your thoughts when you caught the ball?
I just knew I was going to catch that, you know what I'm saying? I made history. Yeah. We're going to the playoffs, baby!
And one more. Ari LeBoy, come in here. You only gave up 5 hits. You struck out 11. You walked 1, hit 1. You were outstanding. What were your thoughts on the mound?
Honestly, throw a strike. That was my main goal right there, just thinking about. And if I throw a strike, I know I have a team behind me to make the plays.
Now, you're going out for the 7th inning. You're leading by a run. And in the back of your mind, you got to be thinking, if I get 3 outs, we're going to the state tournament. You had to be a little bit nervous. What were your thoughts going out in the mound warming up?
For that, to be honest, I wasn't even thinking about the state tournament on that one. I was just like very nervous, everybody screaming. And I was like, I have to throw a strike and hopefully she misses. And if she doesn't, the team behind me has my back.
Well, congratulations, a great thing. Coach, you got to be really proud of these kids. They could have quit a long time ago. They kept playing, they kept working, and they get it. Now, the season is extended. You get to play at least one more game, and you make the state tournament. I don't know the last time, but it's been an awful long time since English has made the state tournament. So congratulations to everybody. Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Got a run in the second. A hit, a ground ball, an error, and a wild pitch brought the run in, made it 4-1. They come back. They make it 4-3 in the 4th inning. Miller got a base hit, stole second, scored on Haskell's base hit. Haskell scored on an error. It was 4-3. Swampscott took the lead with a walk to Baker, a double by Barletta, an infield ground ball by Lilly, knocked in the second run to make it 5-4. Swampscott got their first lead, and English got it going in the 5th. Pinheiro again walked, went to second on a ground ball to the mound, scored on Perez's base hit. Perez went to second on the throw, went to third on a wild pitch, scored on an outfield error. The 2 runs made it 6-5, and that was the final score. So for English, Pinheiro behind the plate was outstanding. She had 2 walks, a single, reached on an error, was on base 4 times, scored 2. Katie Johansson played very well at shortstop, had an RBI single, scored a run. Jerry Perez had 2 singles, knocked in 2, scored 2. Grace Malloy reached on an error, scored a run. Ari LeBoy had a base hit. Ari Reynoso had an RBI single, and LeBoy pitched a masterpiece. She gave up 5 hits, 5 runs. 3 of them were earned. She struck out 11, walked a batter, hit a batter, and for the first time in a long time, English is in the state tournament as they beat Swampscott in the Consolation round of the Holland tournament 6-5. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm John Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.